watching Fox 10 News Now on Fox 10 Extra.
Welcome back here live to News Now as we take a look at the big board here. Dow Jones down about 22 points, but boy, it was down close to almost 400 points today. So let's go live right now to the New York Stock Exchange where we find Fox Business's Nicole Petalides there. Nicole, what's been going on today? What are we seeing here?
Hey, Mike, you're absolutely right. So we've come up off those lows. Volatility has certainly been the theme of 2018. These kinds of moves have become very status quo here on Wall Street. We've had some pressure, concerns about trade. You know, we have Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin over there in China. Also worries about interest rates on the rise. So we did come up off the lows, and some of the winners and losers, Nike, Travelers, GE are to the downside. Boeing, Cisco, Procter & Gamble, and 3M are gaining.
Right there. And Nicole, also the earnings season, what can you tell us about that? I saw that Amazon last week, they had a killer earnings.
Yeah, and that, Mike, that has been the theme also of this quarter, because we've had 75% of the S&P 500 companies have reported. Guess what? 80% of them have already beat on earnings per share. So we are seeing year-over-year growth on earnings, and ultimately it's all good news. And we have seen some names gaining big time on exactly that. And we have some movers today, too, that I'm keeping a keen eye on, Tesla and Apple. And Tesla, I don't know if you heard, did you hear about that call last night, that conference call with Elon Musk?
Oh, yeah.
It was somewhat insane. Yeah. He was so bizarre, and people are saying it was very unorthodox. For the quarter, the company lost money. Everybody expected that. But he came on and basically was taking on those analysts, saying that they were very boring and dry, and their questioning was dry. And he couldn't even say that these questions are killing me. The stock dropped 7%, and he lost $2 billion in market cap today.
And Nicole, have you ever heard anything like that, where a business owner is just letting it rip like that on the call?
You know, Elon Musk, people say don't challenge Elon Musk. He has a vision, he's a visionary, he's a creator, and he's not bothered by the short-term questions of how many Model 3s will get off the production. I mean, he sets goals, but he's more of a big picture, long-term guy. And I guess they were really asking him a lot about the Model 3s, a lot about the profitability. And so that hit Tesla. But I'll tell you, the stock's over $100 off of its annual high, so it's under pressure.
Okay, and then Nicole, finally, what are investors thinking about the Fed and jobs numbers too? I know that plays a big role too there on the markets.
Oh, yeah, right. We're going to watch for that tomorrow morning so everybody can wake up and see how we're doing on the jobs picture. Ultimately, the economy's been doing better. We got in the private payrolls number. That was better than expected yesterday. For the non-farm payrolls, that's tomorrow, and we're expecting 193,000 unemployment rate to drop to 4.0%. So this would be all good news. You want to come in line or better, not miss it. And for the Fed, they talk about economic growth, inflation, and they are on track to continue to keep raising rates. So expect a rate hike in June. And hey, Apple, right, Mike? A lot of folks have Apple in their portfolios. If you don't own Apple directly, you have it maybe in the major averages. Had a great week. It's up about 8%. So the best 3 days of trading, I didn't even count today yet, since 2016. They haven't had 3 straight days of trading like that with such good news.
Yeah, those tech stocks really, we've been seeing a good rip them on them, no doubt there. And a couple of weeks ago, I saw Netflix really jump up there too, no doubt.
Yeah, they have, you know, they've been very tricky. Remember, they were the darlings of 2017.
Yes.
A little more volatile and tricky here in 2017, in 2018. In fact, you know, we're seeing things to the downside for the major market averages. So it's not like last year. It's a trickier environment, but you hold them for the long term, and people are still believers. Big picture, they really are.
Oh, there we go, Nicole, live there on the New York Stock Exchange. We love when you're.
And hey, Mike, can I tell you one last thing?
Yeah,
look, I'm wearing a light color. It's as warm here in New York as it is in Phoenix. In fact, I think it's almost 90 degrees here.
Look at that.
We went from 30 to 90. I don't know what happened, but I'm loving it.
See, I think the more that you talk to us, I think I'm sending that weather now to you out there on the East Coast, right? You guys had a crazy winter. You guys need this weather. Yes, right. Right.
We do.
All right.
We do.
All right, Nicole. Well, we hope for a green day tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us and help breaking down what we're seeing on the markets today.
Thanks, Mike.